Do you ever feel like you're being a greedy Christian? Like you don't want to hoard God's goodness all for yourself? Maybe you're afraid to ask for things in prayer because you think it sounds selfish. Maybe you're thinking about how other people have it way worse and your situation's not that bad, so you don't need to ask for anything, right? Can I explain to you how that is actually derived from a spirit of lack? So God revealed this to me one day because I was in need of a miracle. And God has done so many miracles in my life, I cannot even count them all. And so I was sitting there in need of this miracle, and I was like, you know what? If it doesn't happen, I'm grateful. I'm just grateful for everything God's done in my life. I'm okay whether it happens or not. And God was just like, why wouldn't you ask for a miracle? And I just kind of told him, I was like, I just don't want to be greedy. I just don't want to like hoard all of the miracles to myself. And then he takes me to this vision, and it is this table full of all of my favorite foods. And he said, what if I told you that all of this was for you? Would you eat it all? And I was just like, probably not, because like that still feels like gluttonous. It still feels greedy. Even if it's prepared just for me, like it still feels greedy to eat it all. And he said, do you know what I'm going to do with it if you don't eat it all? I said, what? He said, I'm just going to give it to somebody else. And I said, well, wouldn't that be better then if I take less so that other people can have more? And he said, no, because what you're misunderstanding is that the Father prepares a feast for every child that comes home. Ooh, that one hit me, because I had been thinking that there was only enough goodness to go around. There was only so many miracles. There was only so much time that God had to spend with me. That's a spirit of lack. God's resources are unlimited. I once heard it said this way, that it's like wondering if you're going to get enough slices of pizza when your Father owns the bakery. There is always more to go around when it comes to God. So pray that prayer. Ask for that thing. Contend for that miracle, because your Father has prepared a feast for you. Eat it all. I think that a lot of times the spirit of lack comes from a place of not knowing our identity in Christ. Like if we're unsure of who we are to Him, then we're more likely to come into agreement with those kinds of things. So if you really want to discover your true identity, and you really want to know who you are to Him and who He is to you, you are the kind of person that I wrote this book for. This is my book, 7 Days to a Life of Limitless. I have a whole chapter in here on identity. It talks about your identity as His child, your identity as the bride of Christ, and your individual identity. So if you're struggling in that area, I think this would be a great place to start. It's available on Amazon, and you can find it in my profile.